you're coming back here. The reason why, again, it's my only thesis for why Bitcoin gets back to 15,700 and maybe goes to 12 to 13, which would be your next support below that, or even 10 to 9, which to me would be max pain. You'd flush out the most, the maximum amount of bears. Again, do I think it's going to break that? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to take out the lows. But the only reason that is going to happen, because right now, regulatory-wise, Bitcoin's in the clear. We know that. It's not on the radar of the SEC. More and more people are focused in on it. The spot ETFs. It's a lot of good news with one bad thing. And that bad thing, Bitcoin, a monstrous tumble. Now the key with Bitcoin, look at this flush. I've been telling everyone to watch out for this trend line, right? So if we zoom out on this chart, and again, I want to just say this, folks. There are a lot of influencers out there, tons of them, and they're always saying, hey, it's going to all-time highs, it's going to do this, don't worry, it's a new bull market. These people, they've been trading for 3, 4, 5 years, maybe a couple cycles in crypto. Folks, I've been trading now for 24 years. I've been day trading, literally making multiple trades every single day, in and out, swing trading. And even I still make mistakes. And the point is that to learn how to read this stuff, it doesn't happen in a few years trading a few buys on Bitcoin or in the crypto world. It doesn't. I was warning everyone, 31,000. I said, guys, I don't think it's getting through here. I think it's pulling back. And no one, again, very few, I should say, believe me. Here you have it right here. This is the charts. The charts give us probabilities. I want to be the casino, not the gambler. Being the casino, I'm going to be wrong sometimes, but overall, I'll win more than I don't, and that's the key. All right, so here's your 31,000 level. We know here it hit multiple times. This was the telltale sign. This reversal, you closed above, you got a reversal candle. Reversal candles, technically speaking, are bearish signals. When you have a green and then an equal size red reversing, especially where it's the only candle that really closes above that line, you have to say that's a warning sign. We then saw markets kind of go to sleep. Anytime the market goes to sleep and you have bearish signals, be very careful. And the reason I say that is because the volume starts drying up, which means once you get a break of 28,000, it's almost like a trap door opening up and you collapse through it because there's no buyers. There's no buyers here, right? We know that the volume on Bitcoin over the last couple months has gotten anemic. So once you have stops here, tons of people, tons of players putting stops here, when a stop is triggered, it sells automatically. And when there's no buyers, it creates a trap door and you fly through it to the downside. Now again, this is now a break of the 28,000 upsloping trend line. This is what we call an upsloping trend. Trend being the key word, upsloping trend line. What this now means is that the upsloping trend has been broken. All right, now you haven't made a lower low yet. That's this point. That'll be the next nail in the coffin here in the near term. Now, if it doesn't make a lower low, okay, that could be a slight positive. You guys can see again right here, look at how close we got to it too. The flush almost took us to this level. The reason why this level is so important on Bitcoin is because this is where BlackRock came out and said, hey guys, we're filing for a spot Bitcoin ETF. If we get below that, psychologically, that's going to screw with a lot of investors' minds, right? After that level, you go down here. So let's just say we do take out 25,000, which is this point right here. If we come down and we take this next level out, this is the next level of support. It's right around 20,000. The reason why this 20,000 level, it's an even number, that's inconsequential, to be honest. It's a slight, maybe a 5% importance. The real reason why this is important is this level is where Silicon Valley Bank failed. Okay, so the bank started to fail, Bitcoin ripped. We actually touched 31,000. We then faded. BlackRock and other firms like Fidelity announced spot ETFs. We ripped up again. So this is your upsloping trend line. Now that's been broken. You now are focused on 25K. Can 25K hold? If not, you're now looking at 20,000. If that doesn't hold, you're coming back here. The reason why, again, it's my only thesis for why Bitcoin gets back to 15,700 and maybe goes to 12 to 13, which would be your next support below that, or even 10 to 9, which to me would be max pain. You flush out the maximum amount of bears. Again, do I think it's going to break that? I don't know. I don't know if we're going to take out the lows. But the only reason that is going to happen, because right now, regulatory-wise, Bitcoin's in the clear. We know that. It's not on the radar of the SEC. More and more people are focused in on it. The spot ETFs. It's a lot of good news with one bad thing. And that bad thing, let's go over here, guys. Let's take a look over here. That bad thing is what you're looking at right here. This is the S&P 500. And the S&P 500, all right, has just had a monumental rally from the, basically, here's to 2020 lows. But this low right here, we were at around 3,500 on the S&P 500. We rallied to 4,600. Everyone was saying, hey, it's going to take out all-time highs right here. All right, I said no. I've seen this pattern before. All right, and by the way, if you look at the psychology of a market chart, which I showed earlier this week in my game plan, this is the pattern that shows up. This is euphoria. You then have the initial sell-off, and then as it rises, people get complacent. They think, oh, it's buy the dip. I'm going to buy back in. Everything's going to be okay. We'll go to new all-time highs. I heard all of that. But let's just take a look at Ethereum's chart. So Ethereum's chart here, guys, we had this upsloping channel. Upsloping channels eventually break down. Didn't guarantee it was going to be here, but eventually this will break down. Look at the flush. I had a short with verified investing crypto members. We took our money and said, thank you very much. Now, it doesn't mean it's not going to go lower. It just means that risk-reward-wise, I said, okay, well, if it bounces back and retraces here, we can short it again. But let's book that profit. Your next support on this thing is right down around 1,400. 1,400 would be your next major support here. Remember, this is the one in yesterday's game plan and the day before game plan where you know what I showed you guys, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. We calculated out the ultimate target of a break of this head and shoulders. And you know what it gave us? You remember, if you watched this the last couple days, it gave us this level down here, which also coincides with this level. You're looking at an $1,100 price target on Ethereum. And by the way, that's triggered now. That's triggered. So now the only way this untriggers is if it closes back above the neckline. You get back in here on a daily close, it's negated. All right, let's go to Cardano real quick here. We'll just look at a couple more of these, then I want to get to some other stocks because there's some stock levels coming in. Cardano's getting a bounce here. Same kind of deal, right? You have this technical level. Look at this little pivot low right from here to here, and look at the low, look at the bounce. All right, now again, do I think this is going to go back up here? No, not with Ripple and the appeals process, but do I think it could get back to 30 cents? Yeah, that's a nice little gain. Again, swing trades. Swing trades, in and out, stress-free, small positions, just do it over and over again. You don't go all in on any of this